Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Your Human Pet Ramble. Coming at you in the morning. Got my protein drink ready to get the day started. Trying to be careful today. I realized yesterday my audio was pretty echoey. It's a echoey room I'm in right now, so closer to the mic. Got the gain down. Talking quiet. See how it picks me up. Today we are discussing my current sitting, giving you a recap, and really highlighting how my sit and train prototype, soon to be launched as a service I'll be selling, really finally kind of came through, and I feel confident about it. So let's just step into it, guys. My day has been yesterday. Today's been good. Starting off nice sunny. Yesterday was kind of ugly starting off, and one of the pack members for the first walk, Peaches, wasn't feeling well, so it kind of resulted in her anxieties. She needed to go to the bathroom. She was having the runs. Couldn't find a spot that she felt comfortable, and you could just see she felt off, and it affected everybody. Muffin and Tova were back to their pulling and not listening, and Jilly was putting on the brakes repetitively and not wanting to follow along. So it was a good reminder of, even though Peaches is generally one of the best behaved ones, that when she's not feeling well, it can influence the whole pack. So we went to go for our second walk. Usually I'll drag Peaches along, putting in the extra effort for the family there so they can get her up to speed through their move. And she started crying when we went near her neighborhood. It was, "Let me out of this van. I am done with this walk. Stop torturing me. I feel sick." And I kowtowed. I was like, "Okay, honey, you're not feeling well." Okay. So got the dog, dropped the dogs off, then we went back to Peaches, and I got Peaches into the front seat on the way back to her house so she could have a moment and know that I wasn't punishing her, and that I acknowledge that she's not feeling well, but she needs to rest. So we got back to the house. She was very excited, and yeah, the second walk with Kai and Frank would have been probably a disaster. The two boys wanting to pick on her because she wasn't feeling top notch. So it was a really good choice for me to avoid that, and make it so I had one dog in each hand and allowed me to work on the boys rather than fighting with the boys wanting to pick on Peaches. Because I knew, like, as soon as she started crying, I was like, "Oh, the boys are going to take advantage of that. Got to drop you off." And also "you're not feeling well. I don't want to torture you." She is kind of like my right paw in training. She does a lot of work for me and rises to the challenge every time. So I'm very careful not to challenge her unless she's feeling up to it, because she'll go for it whether or not she's ready. After that, had the usual walk with Yumby, cruising around her hood up in Uptown, considering making that into a third pack rather than trying to squish her with the boys. Make it a small dog pack, have a nice chill outing. So start off with chill walk in the morning, do the boys in the afternoon, put the work in, and then move on to Yumby small pack. And last walk this week has been Bingo. Again, putting in more effort, and it went really well. Like, it actually went really well. He clicked in after about 5 minutes on the slip lead. I never had to switch it into a halty position at all, which is awesome for him. That's huge progress. And then on top of that, we were getting good engagement at all the stops. Every time I came to a stop, he was almost doing the automatic sit. Almost. He was half automatic sitting, and then half waiting for the instruction. Kind of, I felt like he was waiting for the hand to go to the treat bag before he would give me a full sit. And every time it was a real fast, like he's like, oh, and smacks his lips and sits down, gives me the big eyes, and he's good eye contact and just straight on me the whole time. So I was really amazed with that. And it made it so I felt like the next walk we can actually bring back Rover, his other partner from the same household, bring Rover along for the walks, and I'll be able to actually manage Bingo and Rover together without Bingo and Rover feeding into each other, because now I've got that engagement from Bingo coming back to me. And yeah, the family. So let's talk about this sitting. The family, the place I'm at currently, they kind of hinted that Muff wasn't trainable. And me being me, I kind of took that as a challenge. I told them, I was like, the first sitting we did, this is our technically our third, but our second long sitting that I have the opportunity to do training. So the first one I said, I'm doing this new thing. I'm trying to prototype a sit and train. So I'll charge you for my regular sitting, and I'm just not going to tell you anything other than the results that I get as long as I have permission to try train Muffy. And they were like, oh, if you could get her to sit, that would be awesome. They're just, you're going to try? Good luck. I was like, okay, challenge accepted. So the first time around, I I was barely able to get her to stop pushing on me. Um, I didn't know what I was doing wrong for that one to get the results that I was looking for, but I did get her to sit for treats, not for food and not any other time. I considered that progress. Like she learned how to sit, like she had never sat in her life. And 9-year old little white fluff ball, now she sits. That's progress. So this time around, I figured I need to figure out the feeding, the structure in the home and the feeding situation to be able to conquer this problem. And I quickly realized after like really recording and then paying attention, I realized it was always the cats. It's always the cats that instigate the anxiety through the dogs about the feeding time because cats are demanding. And then the dogs get sucked into that. So by removing the dogs from the cats, or I guess the cats from the dogs' feeding area, really, feed the cats first, put Mila, who is kind of a picky eater, into a room with her kibble and just let her chill, get Leo's food prepped. And while it's got its timer going, get the girls' food prepped. Then I take Leo out of the kitchen. And the whole time I'm just asking the girls to back up, stay out of my space. Don't come into my space, back up out of the kitchen, back up out of the kitchen. Oftentimes having to like look at them and I'm like working with stuff over here. You stay over there. Stay. You stay right there. And I can't look away. Every time I look away, they move and I have to like, oh, get back there. Right? And get their point. No, don't take my space. And once I remove the cats from the situation, that battle is lessened a lot. And they don't respond to the positive reinforcement to it. That seems to be encouragement to start being demanding again. So I had to remove any positive reinforcement really from the process of getting what I want. It's all expectation, positioning, getting them to do what I expect of them, to sit calmly or to back up, and then continue to go forward, just not allow them to even take a step. Every step I stop and prolong the process of feeding. You want that food? Well, you got to wait there until I'm done over here. Otherwise, I'm going to end up looking at you and stopping what I'm doing instead of hurrying along like you're trying to do. And last night, we actually got our first sit and wait, like a legit sit and wait. Like I said, I had to stay. And when I realized, I'm like, oh, she's getting it this time. Muff is actually getting it. She understands. She sat, she waited, but it's only when I look away or I drop my hand that she would move towards me instead of like as soon as I stop putting pressure on her to back up. Um, and that made it so I had the opportunity with the cats separated, the dogs sitting in the kitchen calmly. They're both kind of panting, a little bit of vocalization now and again because they're not used to being patient, but they're both sitting there waiting for me. You had to keep a finger up like this off to the side and do my work over here and had to keep going back and repositioning them. But when it comes down to it, they actually sat and waited for dinner. That was huge progress. And the family said it wasn't possible, hinted that mm, in their terms, good luck, right? Good luck training her. We've given up on that a long time ago. Well, you know what? This sitting, I proved you should never give up. You have an expectation you want from your dog. You keep working your communication until you get it. It may not be straightforward. And for the last week, I didn't know that I was making any progress with Muffy until last night. Like I thought this was going to end as another, okay, well, she can sit, but no, she can sit and wait. She knows how to wait. That is huge. If she can wait for her food, she can wait for the door, she can wait to go see other dogs. She knows how to wait. And that came through constantly injecting a requirement of calm. Every step. Oh, you're too worked up, calm down. You're too worked up, calm down. And that's literally all it was. Oh, you're in my space, back up, calm down. Oh, you're trying to push your way out the door. No, back up. I'm going out the door. You guys wait inside for a minute. Calm down. Open up the door. Okay, now sit. No, you're too worked up. Calm down. Sit. Okay, let's go. Repetitively, everything. Up the stairs, down the stairs, going through doorways, uh, in and out of the vehicle, who gets treats first, you know, everything. You want to smell something and it's in front of my feet. Oh, no, wait until you're calm. Okay, now go ahead. So just wanted to talk about that, how I'm pretty proud of my achievements with Muffy. Proud of Muffy for actually giving me some engagement. And this morning has started off with her looking to me and actually giving me space when I'm moving around and waiting for instruction. So during feeding, she went and postured herself this morning over by the door and sat down and waited until I picked up her bowl. That was huge. That was huge. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's daily recap. Sorry I didn't get you last night. Evening, night, whenever I get the time, I'll try round it up and you guys catch it on the replay.